So the market's been going just bananas the last 10 days or so, a 10% rally in the market in the NASDAQ and the E-mini S&P 500 futures. It's been a wild ride. We're basically at all-time highs. There's also some wild stuff going on underneath the surface here. And I'm looking at something that's giving me a little bit of deja vu going back to the GME days of old. We're looking at Avis. Ticker is CAR, C-A-R. A perfectly named ticker there. The stock is at 363. It was trading at about 100 about a week ago. Now, we'll call this a short squeeze, and this is a stock that has also participated in the past in similar short squeeze type moves. It wasn't the face of the short squeeze, but it did have a similar move back in November of 2021 around that GME time and AMC time where we had these face rippers to the upside in some of these very, very low market cap stocks with very low liquidity and very, very high volatility. So I wanted to look underneath the surface and just give you a couple tips and tricks of things that you can look at here post squeeze. Of course, if you knew the squeeze was coming, you're already in this, you're probably taking some profits. But let me just show you a couple things about this stock. Now, I know all the kind of under the surface things of very high short interest. I've seen between 20 and 30% of the float being short. And you don't know the dynamics of that changes hands quickly and can change day to day. It is certainly a high number. Yeah, you also have a really high institutional ownership in terms of the owner and CEO at Avis owns a very large chunk of the stock, as well as just some hedge funds and positioning that is institutionalized versus the retail community that is mostly speculating on the option side. So there are those dynamics for the short squeeze, but the question becomes, what now or what's happening here? Now, the first thing that you have to keep in mind is that these options are going to be very, very high implied volatility. And we're going to look at the option chain here on the trade page just to kind of quantify this. To give you a perspective of what implied volatility is, it gives you the expectation of a price movement in that underlying over a given period of time, and that is based on the option prices, which is both speculation and hedging in the markets. And so when an implied volatility is, say, 50%, it implies that the stock can go up or go down by about 50% over a one-year time frame. That gets discounted into the duration of your options that you're looking at, but just very, very simply, that's what it means. When you are looking at this option chain, what it is telling you is that in the next 30 days, if we look at this 30-day expiration, the May 15th, the implied volatility, the options are priced as if the stock over a one-year period can trade at about a 1 to 2x, about 200% to the upside, or go to zero. Because you can't go below zero, you can only go to zero here on an equity. 200% implied volatility, there's an asymmetry to the upside. There's 2x upside, 1x downside. That's how the options are priced. And so those options on the call side are priced twice as expensive as on the put side relative to where the stock is trading right now. If you look at the 2-day options, those options are almost 350% implied volatility. We're at 341 right now. And what that is telling you is that these options in the 2-day are priced as if the stock over the next year can 3x, 3.5x to the upside or go to zero. And so you have this dynamic here where calls are exceptionally pricey to puts. Let's put that into quantifiable terms when we look at the option prices. So the way you can do this is there's a multiple ways of doing this. You can go equal distance out of the money from where the stock is trading and look at the option values, or you can go to the same delta. It'll show you the skew visually via where the options are. So let's just go to a 20 delta option and see where that is on the put side versus the call side. In a normal distribution, where returns are normally distributed, you have as many upside and downside distributions as they're equal on each side. These options would be the same distance away from where the stock is currently trading at. We're going to look at where those options are now. So you could pull up Delta here on the trade page. I've already got it pulled up here. We could just say, let's just say between friends, the 20 Delta option right here, 19 Deltas, it would be somewhere here, 270 to 280 on the put side. On the upside, that 20 Delta option is past where the available strikes are. This tells you just how much volatility is here. So let's change this a little bit and we'll go to the 30 Delta. So the 30 Delta option on the call side, 580. On the put side, it's going to be at about 330. So you have about $35 to $40 to the downside to go to the 30 Delta. On the upside, you have almost $200 of room to the upside. That is the volatility skew that you see here. We'll look at that too in the weekly expiration, the one expiring this week. Let's go back to our 20 Delta option and we'll use here, just to make it a round number, we'll make it 320 here, the 21 Delta option. That's our downside 20 Delta option. On the upside, our 20 Delta is going to be at 460. What that tells you is that the market prices an equal probability of being 320 and 460 based on the current implied volatility. You can see the options have a slightly different price. We have very wide bid-ask spreads here. You can see $5 at 11. On the downside here is 9 at 14. They're probably both about a $10 option just because they're relatively the same delta. But what it tells you is that there's a lot of speculation to the upside. There's a lot of people willing to speculate on the upside versus the downside here. It's relatively cheaper to play for a $50 down move than it is to play for a $50 up move. It's something to really, really consider here with these options. So to take this all into perspective here, it's overall a really, really hard trade to get into a stock that is squeezing post the squeeze, right? There are things that you can do here to kind of play into that skew from call diagonal spreads or even put diagonal spreads if you want to be short here. But I think this is a good example of just option pricing and the mechanics of how options get priced as these crazy things unfold. So we're going to take a step back and watch from the sidelines. But if you're interested in trading this, I hope this helped you a little bit.